Welcome back to Science and Sports. My today's guest is Arnau Pina, head of performance for the Mexico men's national basketball team and a coach with a truly global career. He's worked in elite basketball environments across Europe, Mexico, and is now preparing for his next chapter in Japan. In this episode, he shares his approach to athlete development, what it's like adapting to different basketball cultures, and how performance training changes from one continent to another. Whether you're into coaching, high performance, or just want a behind the scenes look at international basketball, this one's full of insights. Let's jump in. TeamBuildr is the online strength and conditioning software for performance coaches that allows you to create training programs and track progress over time for things like max back squat, jump height, or any other KPI that you collect. The free-form programming features allow you to brand and design your programs so athletes can complete them at their own pace or get extra rehab work in. The force plate and VBT integrations allow coaches to easily track KPIs that are critical for all sports. TeamBuildr Strength is currently offering a 30-day free trial when you sign up with the code EURO. Head to teambuildr.com and sign up with promo code EURO to access this exclusive offer. So welcome back to my podcast, Science and Sports. Today I've got a very interesting episode. Arnau Pina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Simon.
You are my second guest who is from the basketball community. I got in touch with you on Instagram because I already did a podcast episode with Dom from Rasta Fechter, and I also was in contact with some guys from First Speed. So I'm really excited to talk to you today and learn a little bit about yourself, about your journey in basketball, and also a little details, some insights about your work. Where are you at the moment? I don't know.
I'm right now in Mexico.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that you found time that we could make this call. You are originally from Spain, right? How did you end
Yeah.
up in Mexico?
I mean, I'm from Barcelona, born and raised there. I was in my third year as a pro. I was in Denmark, and then I got the offer to come here to Mexico, and I took it, and has been a really good journey. 2 years here in Mexico, also with national team. So we achieved good goals. We won 2 cups, 1 league. So it was good. It was better than expected, probably. So it was a great journey here in Mexico.
Sounds awesome. You mentioned it a little bit, and you also talked about it before we started the episode. You are originally from Spain. You went to Denmark. You went to Sweden. You're now in Mexico, and you're traveling all around the world. What are some things which were really interesting in those countries for you, like living wise? Can you share some details about your journey, about your experiences in those different countries and the environments?
Yeah, I mean, it has been really different every situation. Probably Sweden and Denmark was similar because of the culture, but in Sweden, I was in the north of Sweden. I was in Umeå, which the winter was like minus 20 degrees. We could see northern lights from our apartment, so it was not like Denmark. But the kind of the society, the culture, the people was probably similar. Than of course, if you compare them to the Mexican people or with the Spanish people, no. So I mean, for me, the key is always the two things, no. Besides the knowledge that we have to know about our sport, about our job, about how we track loads, how we manage weights, whatever. I think it's about adaptation and soft skills. I think how you communicate to the players, how you um, create this buy-in that in my opinion you have to create to make everybody on the same page, and then the adaptation where you go different countries, you live with different cultures and ways to work are different, so I think you need to really adapt to every situation, every country, to get out of the best of every situation.
Before we get a little bit more into like some details of your work. Can you share me and my audience like how you got into performance coaching? Have you been a player yourself, or how did you end up now in Mexico?
I mean, I've been playing basketball since I born almost. So I always played basketball, and then I got
Hmm.
when I was I think in my last year uh, of degree, when I was studying, I think in the third year, I got a ACL surgery, so
Hmm.
that took me out a little bit from the court. So then I start coaching. I like to work to the weight room, so I think I start to have a lot of interest of that side or that role. And then when I finished my degree, the year after, I already started in Spain, and then um, I went out of Spain when I was 23 years old. So it was really young when I started as a pro. So
Hmm.
so it was. I think it was about having this injury. I think the ACL surgery just I had to adapt, and I had to keep around not playing basketball, but keep doing something with basketball
Yeah,
outside of being a player. So
yeah,
I think that was the key.
yeah. I think same for me. When I retired at 26, 27, I still wanted to be like part of the game. The same
Uh-huh.
as for you, I guess. You don't want to like leave the the sport you were growing up. So yeah, I also then changed to strength and conditioning to sports scientist. I'm still in Germany. I am German. You probably can hear it from my accent a little bit. So it's very interesting for me to talk to someone who traveled through Europe, now coaching in Mexico, also for the national team. So what's interesting for me, I can only talk from my experience in Germany working with we call them import players. I don't know how it's in term in basketball.
It's the
Like the
same.
players, the same, yeah, from different
Hmm.
countries. And obviously, I only work with 3, 4, 5, maximum 6 players from different nations, mostly US or Canadian players, some Czech players. But for you, when you see teams from different countries, you work in different continents, what are some differences or some comparisons you can tell me or you can talk about in
Uh-huh.
terms of like the mentality of the players? Do they have the same like grit to work out? Do they do they have like differences how you have to confront them about like working out, or do they all have that professional 100% working hard mindset, or is it
Yeah.
different from Denmark to Sweden to Mexico to Spain?
I mean, I will say European players are more or less similar. I think they are like a soldiers. Let's say whatever you say, they're gonna do it. Especially
Hmm.
in our sport, in basketball. I don't know in other sports, but I think we have the mentality to work 100%. Sometimes the more the better for the
Hmm.
players. That's not my mentality, but that's good that the player always want something more. I appreciate that, and for me, it's better to keep it short than try to push every day.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of European mentality in terms of basketball players. I think the Americans, of course, our imports basically most of them are U.S. players. In Sweden we had four. In Denmark we had two. Now in Mexico we have eight, uh, which is a lot. But here in Mexico, the teams try to compensate a little bit, having 5, 6 US players and then having one or two from Argentina
Hmm.
or Brazil or something like that. Just try to compensate and not have all of them from the US,
Yeah.
because also the chemistry and everything it's difficult.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of European players are more or less like hard workers, soldiers. I think the US players, they know the import players, the special ones, the best ones. Uh, So it depends a lot. I had import players where they were hard workers. I had import players that they were not. But I also try to adapt to them
Mm-hmm.
and try to get them to know a little bit, create a personal relationship
Mm-hmm.
uh, where we can also implement some strategies more from the personal side.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really important um, because at the end of the day, everybody has his own routines, and you are not gonna change them if you don't create this relationship with them. So
Yeah.
that's, for me, it's really, really important. And then right now in Mexico, I think the Mexican players are different because here in Latam, in Latin America, you have to they have to build up their career with a lot of rough movements. Here, the society, the economy is not really good. Uh, for most of the people. So they have to go through a lot of rough situations
Mm-hmm.
to make it to the professional level. So I think the character is different, but the same.
Yeah.
My approach with the U.S. players is different than with the Mexican, and is different with the European players. And I think that's kind of our job also, just not making a good strength and conditioning program, or just control the load, track the loads good, or whatever, or be the best sports scientist you can be.
Mm-hmm.
You also have to adapt and to get the best from every player in every situation. And I think this comes from creating a personal relationship with them, and to make sure that they know that you want the best for them. I
Yeah.
think that's always the conversation I have with them. If one day I have to push them, if one day I have to just keep it short, today we go light, whatever. My decisions are based uh, on the best for the team. So sometimes uh, they will like my decision, sometimes not, but they understand that that's the best for the team. And if you make sure that they know that you're trying to do the best for the team and the best for winning every game, I think they're gonna buy in
Yeah.
your your way to work
Yeah. Yeah, I think
easier
it's also
than
a big
expected.
part that you, like you said, to build this bubble of a positive atmosphere with all your players, that they
Uh-huh.
really know that even if you have like some bad things, you have to tell them maybe that they're not fit enough, they don't play, you're not happy with some results, that it's not nothing personal, that you just want to make them better. And if you build that trust with a relationship to the players, I think it's the best way. Yeah, same
Yeah,
for
I mean,
me.
I always say the same, that their body is their business.
Yeah.
Uh, they should care the most about them. Like, should be nobody caring more about their body than themselves. So
Hmm.
I always tell them the same. I want the best for you, but if you don't want, that's your problem. If you get injured, at the end of the day, it's your problem. You're not gonna get paid. They're gonna cut you.
Hmm.
You're not gonna have a good contract next year. So I always try them to understand that my decisions are based on I want the best for you,
Yeah.
and you have to be the one also wanting the best for yourself. So uh, if they understand that their body is their business, and they have to take care um outside of these 2 3 hours practice every day, I think the relation gets better because they actually understand that you want the best for them, and
Yeah, that's true.
that's part of that's a key part, I think, for me.
Yeah. Have you ever coached senior players, like pro teams, or also youth programs or like academies?
Yeah, I mean, when I was studying my degree, the first couple of years I was with the youth teams.
Hmm.
Uh, Nothing crazy. It was not a really good youth team program, so they were not elite. In Spain, you have academies where, even though they youth, they good. They compete for the
Yeah.
Spanish championships, and they elite in Europe. But it was not the case. So I went from youth programs, just random ones. It was not a lead from pro level right away. So the same, the adaptation was a key part of all of this. But I think it's just about character. If you care about them, if you want about them, if you work your ass off to make sure, um, uh, and the people see that you actually want the best. If you put the hours, if you care, I think at the end of the day, that's gonna work.
Yeah. Since when did you start using Firstbeat and implemented it into your like routine or into the team?
Yeah, that was my third year with working with Firstbit.
Okay, so just in Mexico then, right?
Yeah, in Mexico, and then I'm gonna bring it to the next experience.
Okay. How did your coaching, when I say coaching philosophy, obviously I mean strength and conditioning coach or sports scientist point of view change with the amount of data you can analyze while using the system? I mean, I said it in the beginning. We also use Firstbeat here in my ice hockey team for since 3 years now when I joined the team. And I mean, the the amount of data you can get from each player, you have so much, yeah, metrics to analyze. I also talked to Dom about that, how he uses it, how he implements it, and like how does I'm interested in how it changed your philosophy in coaching before you had it and after you have it or had it and
I
you
think
really got into it and learned like how it can make your life easier and make the players better in any kind of way.
I think Firstbit doesn't change my philosophy.
Hmm.
I think the things that change my philosophy is the game density. For example, in every league I've been part of, I think in Mexico, for example, we're playing 50 games in 5 months. Uh,
Hmm.
so the schedule is crazy. Then back in Sweden, we were playing. I think it was 40 games in like 8 9 months. So we had more time to actually work, or the microcycles were
Hmm.
more more normal. Let's say, you had a normal week to work with the players. I think Firstbit did not change my philosophy. I think it helped me to take better decisions, probably. Having all this data every day, and especially on the go, having them live, where the practice is going, where the game is going, I think that's where actually we can uh, take more decisions, and better decisions, especially. So I think that's what helped me the most, and of course, after the sessions, having all the metrics to analyze, of course, that helps me to plan the next weeks, and to
Hmm.
have a probably better organization of the programs, of the mesocycle and everything. But I think what helps me the most is to take decisions, and
Yeah.
to take the better decisions we can. And I always tell my coaching staff the same. All this data is a help for us to take the best decision we can. And if at the end it's not the best, at least we know that we took the decision based on numbers, not
Yeah.
just based on decisions, or sorry, based on feelings,
Yeah.
uh, that sometimes are really subjective. So we take decisions based on numbers, based on what's going on, how the players are accepting the loads, um, are perceiving the practices, everything. And I think that's where Firstbit helped me the most. I think the philosophy, of course, everything is related, because if we play 50 games in 5 months, of course, we cannot uh, go harder, or as frequent, go harder as frequent as probably uh, we were going before in other leagues. But I think that the most important thing is that we can take better decisions on the go, and the communication with the coaching staff is simple. Like that information, that data is really simple for the coaching staff to understand.
Yeah.
And sometimes coaching staff, I'm talking more about basketball coaches, not the performance area or the medical staff. So the coaching staff don't know about performance metrics, don't know
Yeah.
about if this is good enough, if it's too much. They don't know, and I think first bit uh, gives the data easy to understand for people who are not related with our area. So I think
Yeah.
that's actually help us a lot for them to understand what's going on. Besides, they have, of course, our opinion, and they have all the medical staff supporting and giving them reports and whatever. I think uh, if they are able to understand the data, I think that helps a lot the process, because then it's easier for them to actually understand, and it's easier in a season which is at least 5 months or going to 10 months. At the end of the day, they're gonna understand what's going on in practice when they see numbers. So I think
Hmm.
that's good, that we talk the same language. That's for me
Yeah.
it's a key part of first bit also.
This podcast is presented by Like Me, your partner for social media and online marketing from Weiden, and Praxis im Salzhaus, your contact for physiotherapy and health in Altenstadt. Do you also use First Beat in the Mexican national team?
Yeah.
Okay. I just asked that for my personal interest, but staying on that topic, when you say that your season in the last 2 or 3 years in Mexico is, or your schedule is 50 games in 5 months, correct?
Yeah.
How is it then with national team breaks, or how often do you see your national team guys? Can you like tell me like how it's like scheduled? Because is it then like you have your main team for 5 months and the rest of the year you work with the national team, or is it, because for me, just to tell you where the question is coming from, I the strength coach for the under 17 men's ice hockey national team, and I'll see my players and my coaching team on camps and tournaments 3 times a year, and it's like in February, it's in August, and it's in November, and I only see them for about a week. So I'm really curious how it is for you then, if and my season is like 8-9 months long, and I don't see basically anyone in the summer, in the off season, except for my players and my team who I work with. So that's where the question is coming from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, before COVID, the season was the same that is in Europe. There's 8 9 months
Hmm.
season, but then after COVID they changed to 5 and a half. So right now in Mexico there is two pro leagues. The best one is the one we play, but there is another league. There is no first and second division because the federations are different, and the sponsors are different. So basically, there is two pro leagues. Mine is playing from more or less June to December, and the other one is from January to May, more or less. Okay, so
Hmm.
you have more or less 6 months the players in each league. And then in basketball, there is 3 windows where you can have the players. Is in February, in August, or in summer. Depends of if
Hmm.
it's a qualifier or if it's a World Cup or if it's a whatever is the competition in that
Yeah.
case, and then in November. So you have these 3 windows. So, for example, if my league is going to from June to December, we have a break in November where the players in season go to the national team. It's just, yeah, more or less 8 10 days, no more than that, and then everybody goes back to their team, and the league keeps
Okay.
going. That what happened
Okay.
last year. So
Yeah. Okay, it's interesting. When you see your players from the national team, you work with them, you have training camps, you have games. What are your key priorities if you meet them? Because you don't see them on a regular basis like your club players. What's something you really focus on when you see those, the other group of guys, your national team guys?
yeah, I mean, in our case, most of them, I will say 9 out of 12 or 10 out of 12 are playing the Mexican League.
Hmm.
So I see them often, even though they are not on my team. I have four of them in my
Opposing team.
team.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
but we keep in touch. The communication is good. So of course, if somebody get injured or got hurt, because you play in the same league. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have all the information. So I think it's basically have a lot of communication, and then when we have the concentration and when the training camp starts, um, of course we go progressively. We don't have that much time. We have probably like 4 or 5 days to practice, and then
Hmm.
right away we play. And the problem with the national team is that all games matter, so you need to win from the game one.
Yeah.
But I will say the thing I look the most is the relation between external load and internal load, how they accept the load. I think for me that's one of the key metrics we track. Uh, Besides of what I told you before, take decisions or take the best decisions we can on the go in practices. We have some players traveling from Turkey to Mexico or to Australia, from Australia to Mexico for the just training camp that is 4 or 5 days. So of course,
Hmm.
first bit is telling us that these players accept the load way different or way worse
For
than the other
sure. Yeah.
players. But that's at the end is common sense. We
Yeah.
know that this is going to happen. We just have data that is telling us that our feelings or the common sense is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but sometimes for the coaching staff or sometimes for the federation, you have to have data or numbers to tell them, no, this guy has to go live today because of this, because sometimes they don't sometimes they don't understand the performance metrics. So you need to also to show your work and tell them, explain them why you're taking decisions, no. And I think that in that same first bit helps you a lot in that. So um, but I would say basically I use the relation between external load and internal load. I think that helps us a lot. Um, some of the players, especially the first days, are in red, and you can see um, that day to day they're getting better until they go green. So
Yeah.
and this can be because they playing maybe in their teams they playing 30 minutes plus, and then with the national team uh, they just play 10, 15. But they coming from a high stress, let's say, in terms of chronic load. Probably last month some of them don't play that much with their team, so we cannot stop them now 10 days. So we need to keep working a little bit more to make sure they go back to their teams in a good shape, or they at
Hmm.
least don't lose the shape. So I think it's more individual work when you are with the national team, because every players have individual needs, and everybody's coming from a different routine. They can come from a winner team, from a bad team. They can come from 10 wins in a row or 10 losses in a row. So you need to understand every situation and to adapt to every situation, because sometimes the players' mentality can be difficult to adapt to. No, now I'm losing 10 games in a row and I have to go to a national team and we still have a lot of pressure. So
Yeah.
so it's difficult, but I think in the other hand, as a staff and as a players, we have a big group that usually we go the same ones in more or less every window. So we have this group that this chemistry that is created, and we see each other often, but as a opponents, so it's not the same. And when we are all together traveling or wearing the Mexican jersey, is different. You see that everybody goes. Everybody has the same goal. So
Hmm.
I think the chemistry is better, man. If you see how many jokes, or I don't know, man, how is our date with the national team? It's a really really nice experience, man.
Yeah. For sure. Same for me. I can only say good things about it, and those are memories that you will
Yeah.
remember for a very long time. Yeah, for sure. And it makes,
Mhm.
like, obviously so much fun. But I don't need to tell you that uh, you know that from all your experience, memories you made all over the world. I have two more things I want to address real quick before we wrap up the episode. like I just mentioned, you traveled all around the world. You worked in Europe. You worked in Latin America. First part of the question: what's next on your journey? Second part of the question: what would be an advice you could give coaches who want to enter like a new culture, or who are currently like in progress of learning to adapt in a new culture? And what's something you could share, what helped you along the way?
Yeah, I mean the first thing right now I'm in Mexico because this summer we have the national team window, so
Hmm.
we are gonna play the pre-qualifiers for the World Cup in 2027 in Qatar. So uh, uh, that's the first step. We need to win and then make it to qualifiers and then start the process to for the World Cup. I
Hmm.
hope we make it, and that's why I'm in Mexico right now. And then next season I'm gonna be in Japan. I signed there. I mean, great league, great opportunity. I think for me to grow. So also really nice experience of life. It can go good there, it can go bad. We don't know. Let's see. But at least you have this experience for life.
Yes.
That I
Yeah.
think that's a big part of it. And then advice that I would like to know probably when I started my journey, or just an advice that I can give to the coaches that are gonna go to other continent maybe, or at least other country. I will say to go. Don't try to change that many things the first months when you get there. You probably it depends how you make it to go there. If the coaching staff called you, if you make it through an agent, if the club was interested in you, I don't know. That's different situations. But I think the best thing is don't arrive to a place and try to change everything from day one. Uh, I think if you get the respect, you are gonna be able to change many things, but probably not from day one. Even though you know that they are doing things wrong, probably is hard if you go there and say to people that they're wrong, and they don't know you. I think that's probably something that can hurt you more than benefit. So
Yeah.
I think from day one, just try to help them in everything. um they are open to receive help, and then when you are creating these relationships, when they see that you actually care about the team, about the organization, about the players, then they are gonna be probably more open to share your knowledge, or to listen to you. So even if you know that you're right in so many things, don't change them from day one. Uh, just go there, try to help them as much as they are open to in the first probably months, and then from that, once you actually are one more when you have a meetings, then uh, of course try to help the organization to reach their goals.
Mhm.
So I think that's probably will be my advice.
Yeah, that's a really really good point you said. Don't change everything on day one.
Yeah,
Start to establish yourself. Let your work and your results speak for yourself. And if they like recognize that you are a good human being, that you're a good sport in the locker room, in the coaching room,
yeah,
and when you build the trust, the relationships, then I think then you can start to really dig deep and make changes and like start like your own, bring your own philosophy, but not on day one. Yeah, that's a really
yeah.
really good point you said.
Yeah, because it can be really, really aggressive.
Yeah.
If you arrive there, and even though you know that probably you know more than the rest, just imagine that's the case. you
Yeah.
you get to you get to a club, and you know that nobody in the medical staff or nobody in the performance area know more about that than you, and that's a reality. Just imagine that this is a reality, that they working really bad, they taking bad decisions. You cannot go there day one and say, we need to change this.
Hmm.
um, we need to change this completely. It cannot
Yeah.
happen like that, because you are not gonna get nothing good about this. So
Yeah.
you need to start slow, and as you said, establish yourself, and day to day try to take decisions, or try to talk to them to understand what they could be doing better.
Mm-hmm.
And just this is a process, so
Yeah.
you cannot start from day one changing everything, because that's aggressive. So
Yeah.
I will say this is a key point, because sometimes it happens you can go to another club, another organizations, and you know that what they are doing is wrong, but you cannot you cannot say
Yeah.
this.
100%. Yeah.
So basically, but all of these are always the thing we talk at the beginning: soft skills, adaptation. uh, we're person working with person, so at the end of the day is more than the knowledge we know about our job, is how we communicate, how we socialize with people. I think that helps more than actually what we're doing on the way room, probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
100% with you. Yeah. And now, before we wrap it up, I have a little ending segment for you. I titled it "Fast Break with Arnau," a little basketball term from my side.
Okay,
Just a quick fire round, 2 or 3 questions, short answers from you. Okay, if you're down for that.
let's go.
Who's your favorite basketball player,
I will go with Stephen Curry.
and who is the best?
Michael Jordan.
Because you're now in Mexico, what's your favorite Mexican dish?
Tacos, man.
Taco. Oh, that's a good one. Um,
Tacos.
from all those places you worked in, you lived in, what was your favorite place to live? And what was your favorite place to work?
Wow. I think to work, I will say Sweden. The city, the club, the organization, the coaching staff we had was was nice. I could not stay longer because of the business. Some things happen and you have to change. But I was really happy with that experience. And to leave Spain, man.
Yeah.
I think I will stick to my country, man.
Yeah,
I love there, so I will probably say Spain. Yeah.
that's a good answer then. Last question, who's the reigning basketball world champion?
Oh yeah, that Germany, man.
Germany. I had to get that
Yeah.
one out. It was on my tongue from the beginning.
Let's see this summer in
Yeah.
Eurobasket who wins, because we are the Eurobasket reigning champion. So
Let's see.
let's
I mean,
let's see
I
let's
can't
see
even play basketball, so I can just talk a little bit about it. But had to
let's see.
get those one out. Arnau, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope we can stay in touch. Thanks for giving me some insights about your journey, about your work, and obviously good luck. And I hope you will have a nice time in Japan. And I hope we can maybe someday talk again, and you can share some experiences from your new place, from your new living living space in Japan.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Simon, for everything you do. I think that's at least this, yeah, that we connect with more people. I think that's a great starting thing for us. We need to get to know more people, to communicate our job, what we do, how we can help others. So, and I think with this podcast, we also trying to do this. So, thanks you for the things you do, and yeah, for sure we keep in touch, and let's see in a couple of years if we can do another one, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it.
You're
And now
welcome,
take
man.
care, and I wish you all the best.
Same, Simon. Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the podcast, leave a rating or comment, and share it with someone who loves sports science. And for more content, follow me on Instagram at science_in_sports_. See you in the next episode.